I'm back with a new apple recipe. My name is Marta and I love homemade baking. For this recipe, we will need 2 delicious ripe apples. It's better to take firm apples with some tartness so that the tartness contrasts with the sweet taste of the dough, making a harmonious combination. We peel the apples and finely chop them. You can also grate the apples, but I don't like that grating releases extra juice. When we chop into small cubes, all the juice stays inside the apples, making the filling juicier. So, we chop 2 apples into these tiny microscopic cubes. While I cut the apples, please write in the comments which country you are watching this video from. I'm always very curious to learn more about my viewers. Next, we take a frying pan, put it on the stove, and melt a piece of butter about 50 G to fry our small apple pieces. In the end, we get caramelized apples. Now we add some sugar, which will be a great filling for our pastry. Since the apples will stew a little, you don't need to stew them long, just about 3 minutes. They will get softer and will bake well in the oven. We add sugar. I don't like very sweet pastries and try to add less sugar. I add about 50 G of sugar to the filling. And for aroma, we add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is the classic combination of cinnamon and apples. Immediately, the house fills with an incredible, cozy, warm aroma. And then you just want to try the pastry, have a cup of tea, sit by the window, and watch the yellow autumn leaves fall. We add a teaspoon of starch to thicken the filling slightly and prevent excess liquid in the finished pastry. We mix and immediately remove from the heat to cool down the filling. While our filling cools, let's prepare the dough. For the dough, we need 2 eggs, which we lightly whisk. Then we add sugar. I also take a little sugar, about 50 grams. We whisk the sugar with the eggs until fully dissolved and get a uniform consistency. We take about 50 G of butter and melt it in a pan. We slowly melt the butter until it becomes fully liquid. We need to cool it a little so that when adding to the eggs don't curdle from the temperature. The butter We pour it into a separate bowl. Then we add the cooled butter to the eggs. We mix. We pour about 3 tablespoons of cold milk from the fridge into our egg mixture. We continue whisking. Set it aside and move on to the dry ingredients. We put flour in a bowl and add a teaspoon of baking powder. Then add the liquid ingredients and mix thoroughly to get a uniform dough. I will write the ingredient list in the recipe description so you can easily check it and make this pastry. We gradually add flour and now knead the dough by hand. The dough should be smooth, elastic, and not sticky. It will be great if, after making these delicious apple croissants, you share your impressions in the comments. Did everything work well? Did you like it? Maybe you have some questions to me, which I will gladly answer. I will be happy to know, and it will also be useful for other viewers watching this video. We cut the dough into 2 halves. We roll each half into a circle about 25 centimeters in diameter. Sprinkle a little flour so the rolling pin doesn't stick. Gradually roll the dough into a circle. Using a pizza cutter or a regular knife if you don't have a special cutter, we cut the circle into about 8 equal triangles. These will be the bases for our future croissants. Next, for decoration, we make 3 vertical cuts on each triangle, not cutting all the way through. We make beautiful slits, and when we roll the croissants, it will look wonderful. We put the cooled filling on the wide edge of each triangle, about 1 full teaspoon of filling. I think it's important to find time in the hustle and bustle of days to make such delicious homemade pastries. Not to rush anywhere, but to enjoy the process. And in the evening, invite close people and treat them to fragrant, warm homemade food. This channel is to inspire you to enjoy such simple and important pleasures. Now, starting from the wide edge, carefully roll our croissants into rolls. And this is what a beauty we get. The cuts look very impressive. It's very easy and beautiful, and most importantly, very tasty. Place the prepared croissants on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, about equal distance from each other. To get a nice color and crispy crust, we will brush the croissants with egg yolk. Carefully crack an egg and separate the yolk. We don't need the white, so set it aside. Add a little milk to the yolk and mix with a brush. With this mixture, we will brush our croissants for a beautiful golden color. We sprinkle the croissants brushed with yolk with sugar on top. I use cane sugar. I like it a bit more, but you can also use regular white sugar. Because the croissants are brushed with egg, the sugar sticks well. We put the croissants in the oven for about 15 minutes. While they bake, we make a delicious cream that pairs perfectly. For the cream, we take about 150 milliliters of cold cream. No need to whip it stiff, just whip a little until it thickens slightly and gets airy like a light cloud. You can use a mixer, but I like to do everything by hand and take my time when baking. Next, take a pack of mascarpone, about 150 g, and mash it with a spatula. Then add the whipped cream and a little sugar. Mix gently, and our delicious cream to serve with croissants is ready. It's an excellent combination. I hope you like it. Try this pastry with unsweetened tea or coffee and treat your loved ones. I'm sure they will be happy. Well, our golden appetizing croissants are ready. We can put them on a plate and start enjoying. I will be very interested to know how you liked this recipe. You can rate it in the comments from 1 to 10. Are you interested to see more such recipes, or do you prefer apple pies more? Please write to me. Thank you for watching, your likes and comments. Your support is very important to me. See you in the next video.